Is the IRGC a terrorist group? Yes or no?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have recognized that Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. We continue to move forward in holding the IRGC to account, including by putting sanctions on some of the number of their top leaders to ensure that they cannot take safe haven or buy property in Canada. We will continue to hold this bloodthirsty regime to account as young Iranians and the people around the world stand with them in defense of their fundamental rights and freedoms.
The Leader of the Opposition.
We don't need drama. We don't need acting. We need action.
It's not funny.
This group killed 55 Canadian citizens whose only crime was to get on a plane whereafter they were shot out of the sky by a terrorist organization that can still legally operate in Canada because the Prime Minister has not put them on the list of terrorists. So again, yes or no? Is the IRGC a terrorist organization? Yes or no?
Yeah. The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Canada has some of the strongest sanctions in the world against the bloodthirsty regime in Iran. We have stood with the families of PS 752 over the past 1,000 days to ensure accountability and justice. Of course, the Iranian government continues to resist any calls for accountability and justice. We will continue to hold them to account, including on the international stage. We have listed the IRGC Quds Force as a terrorist organization. We will continue to sanction the leadership of the IRGC as we make sure that they are fully accountable for the crimes they're committing.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I asked a simple yes or no question. The Prime Minister has as his primary job to protect our citizens. 55 of them were murdered by this terrorist group, which shot their plane out of the sky, a civilian aircraft. Does the Prime Minister believe that the group that fired that missile and killed our people is a terrorist group? Yes or no?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have listed we have recognized that Iran is a state sponsor of terrorism. We have seen listed the IRGC Quds Force. We have just recently moved forward with strengthened sanctions against IRGC leadership to ensure that they cannot find safe haven in Canada. But I will also say, having sat with families of the PS 752 victims, it was not just 55 Canadian citizens. There was close to 150 or more people on their way to Canada, permanent residents, students, who we also grieve for every single day and who we stand with as we hold this Iranian government to account, and will continue to.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
I asked a simple yes or no question. The Prime Minister has had 1,001 days to think about the answer. His officials informed him that this group murdered our citizens. And yet, by failing to list the group as terrorist, he's allowing them to raise money, coordinate, plan, operate, and recruit right here on Canadian soil. They are not banned from doing any of those things. One last time. Will the Prime Minister show some respect and actually answer a question? Is this a terrorist group? Yes or no?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
We have clearly identified Iran as a state supporter of terrorism. We have moved forward with strong sanctions against the leadership and the responsible people in the IRGC to prevent them from benefiting from the crimes they commit or purchasing or holding property in Canada. We will continue to stand up in support of the Iranian people who are so bravely contesting and protesting against this bloodthirsty regime. The young women who are waving their hijabs in the face of these criminals, the strength that they are showing every single day in standing up for their rights is something that all Canadians stand with together.